Good morning, gladiators. We are about to play S02. It is a long weekend here in Sydney, Australia, and I've finally got some free time to sit down at the computer and continue my journey down the Baldur's Gate path, because since the announcement of Baldur's Gate 3 last week, my mind is just consumed by all things Baldur's Gate. This, I've decided, is my favorite role-playing game series of all time, just a little bit ahead of Ultima. It's freaking great, and I'm so psyched for the announcement of Baldur's Gate 3 that I just feel like going back and playing Baldur's Gate from start to finish, and Baldur's Gate 2 from start to finish, and the expansions and everything. But realistically, I ain't got time for that. But what I do have time for is to show you a little of the critically acclaimed sequel to Baldur's Gate 2, Shadows of Amn. This game came out in 2000 from BioWare and Black Isle Studios and improves on the original in every way. It is vastly bigger in scope and complexity of plot and characters. You go everywhere in this game. It is a stunning feat, and I've finished this game several times, probably 3 times, I think. And this is a 100-hour game if you really want to go through all the side quests and everything. It's a big game, and like the first one, still today as good as it was the day I first played it. So let's go back to the Forgotten Realms, create our party, gather our party, and venture forth, as the saying goes. Without further ado, Baldur's Gate 2. So what we have here is the enhanced edition of the game. This one came out in 2013 from Beamdog Studios, who've done a number of really interesting improvements to the game, to the UI, to fixing a lot of bugs, and just even added content, as you can see here. The main game, Shadows of Amn, is the main adventure. It's 80, 100 hours long. They also made an official sequel in 2001 called Throne of Baal. It's an expansion really, but it concludes the Baal Spawn story, and this is some high level content where you basically get godlike powers. It is it's one of my favorite expansions to any game ever. The Black Pits I've never actually played, and I believe that is an expansion made purely for this 2013 version by Beamdog, and I don't know if it's good, but I'd love to go back and check it out. For today, we're just going to play Shadows of The Lord of Murder shall perish, but in his death he shall spawn a score of mortal progeny. Chaos shall be sown in their footsteps. So saith the wise Alondro. So there's a little cutscene which we can skip. 4 new characters for this enhanced edition, including an orc called Dawn Ilkhan, who looks pretty beastie. A half-elf wild mage. They're kind of like unpredictable sorcerers that go kind of nuts with their spells. A lot of random numbers going on. This one is a thief. That's all I know about her. And a monk who looks pretty badass. I'd be interested in playing with this character because I know monks are really interesting to play with. They use their fists instead of weapons for most of the time, and they get a lot of attacks, and a high-level monk can be devastating. But for now, we're just going to continue on, start a new single-player game. We can pre-make a character if we want, or we can create a character. Let's create a character. Gender. Male. Let's continue with that Chaos character we had, right? Oh, we can import one? No, it'd be too low level. I wonder. Appearance. These are actually portraits from the game, so I'm interested as to why you can select them. Like that's Minsk, who's one of the great characters from the game. Yoshimo. Don't think that guy's in the game. He's a bit of a beast. We'll use him, I reckon. Class. Race, actually. What race is going to be? He can be a half-orc. Class. Half-orc barbarian. Beast. Alright. I'm going to skip through this quite quickly. Chaotic evil. Abilities. Let's roll a few times, see if we can get a 18 plus. This is using the classic 2nd edition rules, which have changed a little bit since then. Your armor class actually goes down in 2nd edition rather than up. This is for people that know Dungeons and Dragons. I used to play a lot of D&D as a teenager, and then I played it again a couple of years, actually, yeah, God, it's nearly 2 years ago with some very good friends of mine, Tom Gattenhoff, who I work with, and he was the dungeon master and a bunch of other people. And it was a lot of fun, you know. I do miss it. Maybe we'll get back to it one day when my boy is a little older and I have a bit more time. Okay, those stats are good enough. But we had a good campaign in the Forgotten Realms, which is actually the same setting as Baldur's Gate is set. So we're going to give him two-handed sword proficiencies, two-handed weapon style, and maybe sword and shield style as well. It's good to have. Sword and board, as they call it. That's how I play Dark Souls. I'm always got the shield up and the sword like this. I play in a world of fear. I'm always hiding. Alright, appearance. He's got a green tinge to him, which is kind of scary. That'll do for now. What voice?
No one is more worthy.
Yeah, that's great. Deep voice. We'll go with that. And his name can be the Mountain. Little Game of Thrones. Alright, so we've created a character, and then we're going to continue this in a moment. Alright, so a little break there to bring in the shopping. But what we see here, we missed a little cutscene where an evil wizard comes in and is experimenting on some prisoners in cages, and one of those prisoners is in fact you, who's this character here, the Baal spawn, who, you know, you're the son of a god, one of many children of the god Baal, and it basically becomes a there can be only one style, you know, like a Highlander plot where you basically have to track down and kill the other Baal spawn, and that happens in the expansion. For now, you're basically locked up by one of your fellow Baal spawn, a character called Irenicus, and who's an evil wizard, a very powerful wizard. And where we pick up, we've just been rescued by a character called Imoen, who you may remember from Baldur's Gate 1. What's going on? So, can I trust you? I'm moving. All right, let's get out of here. Right, let's go. So, right, here's the two of us.
Yes.
This is a bit more of a sinister beginning than the first Baldur's Gate, which started off in a beautiful town of Candlekeep. There are some characters who need rescuing.
Minsk will be free. These bonds will not hold my wrath, but will be liberally kicked in good measure.
He's one of the most beloved characters of the Baldur's Gate series. He's sort of a warrior he's taken a bit of a hit on the head and he's not quite right. But let's get him free. We have to trick him into breaking the bars.
The bars, they bend and twist with my berserker strength. Ooh.
Yeah. So we're gonna join with me.
Oh, you are a smart
He's got a
one.
talking
I
hamster as a pet as
understand
well.
now.
All right.
You said what you did just to get me mad. Mad enough to break free.
The voice acting is actually really good in this. There's also another prisoner here. We're going to leave her.
I swear, traveling with you is never dull.
Actually, we've met her before. We'll bring her along. I remember her from the first game. She's quite aloof and hard to deal with. So, okay, we're going to leave her.
Yeah.
Just like the first game, it's point and click here, isometric perspective. And here's some weapons for us, which we can grab. And a key. Grab all those, and we're going to take the key back. Rescue Jahira. Alright, let's leave immediately. Just like in the first game, all the different characters have various quite strong personalities, and some will get on and others won't. Like there's a dark elf and a paladin who just do not get on at all. And if they venture in this party long enough, they'll actually start fighting, and you have to choose between them.
Stinking evil.
For now, we've got all these weapons, so we're going to
We will
give
leave no crevice untouched.
the longsword to me. Is there a two-handed sword? Yeah, I'll grab the two-handed sword. We've actually got two kind of crazy... we've got a barbarian and a berserker, which is a bit of a violent combination. We're going to give the longsword to Minsk. Battle axe, actually. Minsk can have the battle axe. We'll give the katana to Imoen, and Jaheira can have a warhammer. She's too far away. Alright, doesn't matter. Okay, you can equip that, because we start off the game without any weapons and armor, so we're basically in a bit of trouble. Longsword or battle axe. You can actually have both. I think you can learn to dual wield, but there we go. You can dual wield. It probably doesn't have the skill for it, but that doesn't matter. Alright, let's save the game. Okay. Chat to the golem, who doesn't really have much to say. You are a mindless golem. This first dungeon is basically a series of sort of challenging puzzles that you've got to work your way through. Oh, we didn't open that one, did we? What did we open? Ah, some armor and weapons. Missed that. We got to get ourselves equipped. So starter leather. What's the best armor we have here? Splint mail, chainmail. I get equipped chainmail. Was splint better than chainmail? Yeah, splint mail. Okay, forgotten my D&D. We'll give the chainmail to Minsk. The leather armor to Imoen because she's a thief, and the starter leather to Jaheira. Too far away still. Stupid Jaheira. Grab the shield. Two-handed weapon equipped. Okay, she can have a shield. Alright. There is a lot of inventory management in this game. You do spend quite a lot of time, you know, equipping your character and so on. But that's part of the fun, isn't it?
Yes.
First enemy. So we're fighting a... what is this creature? A smoke mephit. It's a little smoke demon of sorts. Jaheira, get into the fight. Hurry up. She missed out on the battle. Do not let it happen again. Do not make that a habit, Jaheira. So we'll give ourselves a warhammer. Fight a druid. She can't use it, so she needs wooden weapons, I think. Oh, we're in combat. What? Why are we still in combat? Okay. Get that. You can't use that. Does she have anything she can use? What about a quarterstaff? It's a wooden weapon. There you go. Already not a fan of Jaheira. Okay, let's keep
This
going.
behavior must not continue. Feel the burning stare of my
Door is locked. We have a thief in our party who may be able to use a skill, thieving skill, on the door. Pick the lock. Ah, okay, but we do have a key in our possession somewhere. So, can we unlock it? How do we unlock the door again? I've kind of forgotten how this works. Who's got the key?
As I thought.
Did we not pick up the key?
Speak your mind.
Was simple.
It's been so long, actually. It's been many years since I played this, even though I have finished it 3 times. Did we not pick up the key? Perhaps we can go down here. See what's cracking. A couple of intruders. Some thieves slaughtered by a massive release of magical energy. Alright, this is the way. We need to be able to turn that off so we don't get hit by the... Okay, there's you. Turn that off before we get all zapped.
That's not right.
Oh! Turn the damn thing off. There we go. Oh, turn it off. We turn it on again. Alright. It's off.
Yes.
Not before a few people took a hit. The locations you visit in Baldur's Gate 2 are really impressive. You go everywhere from... I can't remember the name of the city, but it's like Akteleth or something like that is the first major city, and that's bigger than Baldur's Gate, or it's similar size. But you also go to the Underdark, you go to an elven city, you go to various ruins with dragons in them, you visit, you know, pirate towns, and you go underwater. It's crazy. The scope of this game is vast. Ah, a genie. I've escaped. Can you assist me? Alright, so it's a puzzle. I will press the button. And now I have to fight this ogre mage. At one point or another. Our characters start off a little bit more powerful than they were in Baldur's Gate 1. They're not level 1 anymore. We're actually a... what are we? What level? Level 4 at least, which is good. No, I'm a 4. What level are we? Doesn't say, is that level 10? Ah, it's hard to know. Gosh, I've forgotten so much. There he is. He went down easily. Brute force approach worked in that time. So we'll continue on our journey through this. It's almost like a medieval version of like the Saw movie, isn't it? You know, it's this really unpleasant underground locations full of, you know, torturous devices and so on. But, you know, we can make short work of these goblins. We turn them into giblets, little bits of meat. Let's keep going. Our character's a little bit hurt, so I wonder if we have any spells we can memorize or can cast. The druid might have some priest spells. Oh yeah, she's got some healing spells. We can learn those for next time, but I reckon you need to heal someone. Cast a spell. You can heal the mountain. It's really cool, you know, point and click interface that super intuitive and just seems to work really well.
If you wish.
Door is locked, but maybe we can pick the lock. She doesn't have any... Oh, she got thieving, but she might have any lockpicks. Alright, so we can't get past that. There must have been something I've missed. Well, we can go up here. So this game, you know, it won a ton of awards. It was many people's role-playing game of the year. And one of the reasons is that they used the first engine, the Infinity engine from Baldur's Gate 1, but instead of building the engine and the game at the same time, they were able to just hit the ground running and literally make content from day one. And so they were able to spend a lot more time on the story, the characters, and the experience, and really just make it the most, I guess, the most Dungeons and Dragons like game they could. You know, really make it feel like an actual adventure with a, you know, a party of people going around having an experience not too dissimilar to what you'd find in a tabletop Dungeons and Dragons game. Another mist method of the little demons. As you can see, there's all sorts of experiments going on in here, which we'll be able to show you after this character is dead. For now, I'm just using brute force. We don't really need tactic and sense these characters. Let's try and turn this tube on. He's alive. These are power cells somewhere. These encounters are all pretty easy, but this game gets very challenging. When you fight some of the bigger monsters like a lich or a dragon or something, you really feel it. You've got to plan your tactics accordingly. And, you know, they can wipe your party in an instant. You can brute force. Oh. I keep meaning to use the function keys because that's how I would normally play this game, but my function keys also control my video, so I can't use them. We're forced to lock. What's in there? Oh, damn, we got hit by a lightning trap, but there's a magical quarterstaff in there.
What?
which is good. But we paid the price for that. Who's got the quarterstaff? Chihiro, you give that to Imoen. Actually, no, Chihiro can keep that. Cool, magical quarterstaff. We haven't identified it yet. You got to identify these things before you can use them, and basically that means, like, you know, what kind of magical item is this?
It is done.
So we need to find some kind of power source for the
Sakana, I know this room. I've been in here. We both have.
Quit your whining.
There are things
Yeah,
in
so
these tanks.
spoiler alert, turns out that Imoen is also
As I thought.
a child of Baal. And she's been experimented on in these evil torture chambers. 2 golems, we can chat. They won't attack us yet. But we'll have to fight them later. Right now, they'll absolutely wipe us. We may be able to rest and heal. Try and rest. I always find it funny, the idea of resting in a dungeon. It would just be miserable. Not only the chance of wandering encounters.
I should have some kind of courage to sleep in this.
Yeah, even Imoen brings that point up, you know. It's a miserable place to try and rest. But we need to rest. Okay. Often through the game you have these little random conversations, and here we have another character chiming in. We're going to skip through this, but it is, when you're actually playing the game, it's kind of cool. We'll have these little bits of dialogue that often turn into full-fledged quests, and sometimes can turn into the party turning each other and fighting. Alright, now we've got a bit of a tougher fight. We've got 6 of these little goblins. Got any spells to cast? Doom Entangle. Can we cast Call Lightning? I should whack him out.
Yes.
Because it's a real-time / turn-based game, there is a mixture of having to wait for spells to be cast and so on. So you've got to sort of plan your tactics accordingly. Grab some gear. More of these goblins who, you know, they're not super tough, but, you know, over time they can do some damage.
Speak your mind.
Mince and Boo stand ready.
There's a pet hamster down there. See? Boo. Squeak.
Every Mince feel the backhand of justice.
You end up getting a bunch of special powers and so on that you can use to absolutely wail enemies. I'm just going to take a break now, and we'll come back to this in a while, because I can actually hear my baby crying, so I'm going to settle in. Alright, I'm back, and you probably barely missed me, but I've been gone about 3 or 4 hours. My son woke up, he's been up for a few hours, and I've just put him down again, so such is the life of the young parent. It's a little bit like resting in the dungeon. You don't really get the rest you want. But I've been able to grab my coffee and continue our adventure. Now, where were we? We had our party of heroes. Let's keep going.
If you wish.
They actually do look a little bit banged up. I'm going to try and cast another spell to heal the mountain. Oh no, yeah, that's good, he's healing. Okay, everyone sort of slowly heals over time as well.
As I would have done.
Let's keep going. In here. Oh. Oh, damn. Bit of an ambush. Gonna roll back to the door so we can fight them a couple at a time.
Feel the backhand of justice.
They do have a mage back there. Oh dear, we're in a bit of trouble here.
I am ready.
Try charming this character. You definitely need to rest after this encounter.
I got you.
It's pretty sad when you can't take down a bunch of goblins, isn't it?
Come on now. Don't let me suffer in this place. We've both had enough of that.
Keep healing. Like, we're gonna win, but there we go. We definitely need a rest. So on these shelves there's a bunch of books.
This reminds me so much of Candlekeep. Dusty old tomes all over.
Bunch of books. You can sell these books and so on. Sometimes it's interesting things in them as well if you're interested in the lore of the realms. But for now, let's try and rest here in the... go to this little alcove. I think that might be a bit safer. Hopefully we don't trigger another random encounter. Oh! Just as I said it. Hopefully we don't trigger another random encounter. Those goblins are waiting for us, but they proved no match for us. Alright, we're gonna rest. Rest and recuperate. Alright, so we didn't heal much. I'm trying to rest again. Why aren't we healing? I thought we had more healing spells. I guess we've only got the one cleric. Now, Imoen has some spells, but she can't cast them when she's got the armor. So I'm going to take her armor off so she can actually cast the spells. Would that be right? Yeah, so she's got spells. Right, Jahira, you can cast some more healing spells as well. Cure serious wounds on Imoen. Alright. Let's keep going. There's probably something interesting on these bookshelves, but for now, let's keep going. Another dust mephit. A mephit. Whatever that is. He's fleeing. When you have a little yellow circle under them, it means they're afraid and they're fleeing. Ah. An evil dwarf. All that stand in the way shall fall. So this is our first tough fight. 3 dark dwarves. Gonna really have to have our wits about us. What have we got that we can cast on them? Stinking Cloud? Monster Summon could be good. Let's do a Monster Summon there. That might distract them a bit. Charm Person on that guy. So he was able to charm... Oh, there's a mage over there. We need to take him out as quickly as possible. The mages in these games are quite dangerous. Try charming him. Good news is, these guys might have some good armor on them. Being dwarves. Poor Imoen, she hasn't got any armor now, so she's really in a lot of pain. No, I really like the mixture of turn-based and real-time combat. That's everybody? Great, yeah, as I suspected, sometimes you get interrupted like this. Okay, where was that chainmail? I'll grab that. Medium shield. Oh, what? Something bugged out there. Well, so Imoen, if you cast an identify, right-click on item to use. Ah, so the goblin, he was charmed and now he's not. So we've still got one more battle we need to take on this guy. I forgot about him because we charmed him. I thought that battle was over. Shows what a great tactician I am. You definitely need, like, I'm kind of mucking around with this, but I'll give it to Imoen to identify. You muck around in the beginning, but you definitely need to have your tactics sorted out. Mail of the Dead. Armor class 3. Cool. That's a good suit of armor early in the game. I will definitely be using that. What? We're still in combat?
Out with it.
So, grab that. Put on a helmet. You can give Minsk that armor. Jahira gets the hand-me-downs. It's like the older brothers and sisters get the good stuff, and the younger ones get the hand-me-downs. What else have we got there that might be useful? Slingshot. Spear. Alright. Anything else there that we might find useful? Money. Does the mage have anything? Healing potion. Cool. We can use that early. 2 more potions. Alright. I'll equip those in the quick items. The main thing is you want to keep your hero alive because the game ends if your hero dies. You can heal everyone else, or they can die and you can heal them after the battle.
Yes, if you wish.
But once the hero goes down, it's all over. Whoa, wrong button. Okay. Can we get in there? It's locked. Maybe we can force the lock.
Stand, jump on my sword while you can, Evil. I won't
Maybe
be as gentle.
I will be strong enough to fail to force. Yeah, it's beyond our strength, unfortunately. Try and heal. Rest and heal. You do a lot of resting. It's one of the kind of strange things about the D&D world is how much resting they actually have to do.
Yeah.
It is above.
To get your spells back. They come back after a solid rest. We continue our dungeon adventure. Oh, sprung a trap. Oh,
Must get
multiple
aid
traps.
soon.
That's no
Who
good.
is too young to have to avenge me.
Or Minsk. You can, as a thief, you can walk around and
Alright.
disarm traps and things like that. Ah, who's this? Someone nasty. What is he? A Cambion. Sounds tough. Everybody, attack.
Come on now. Don't let me suffer in
We
this
might lose
place.
our first character, Imoen.
No, I'm not dying here.
So she runs off because she's plot critical to the game, so she can't actually die in this first bit.
I have to go.
But we'll see her again. This guy's pretty tough, isn't he? Doom. What does Doom do? A spell I'm not familiar with. We lost Minsk. This is pretty grim. He's definitely tough. He's badly injured. He's certainly taking his time to die.
With vengeance.
Did you hear her try and heal herself? She might be in trouble. Might be down to the mountain and the Cambion. Near death. Oh, we lost Jahira. It is down to me and it's down to you. I haven't played this battle well at all, really. Shows you how out of practice I am. We got him, and he's got a magical bastard sword, which we can't actually identify because that's everyone else's gear. One of the problems with, well, it's not really a problem. One of the strange things about the game is when your friends die, you've actually got to pick up their armor and carry it around and stuff like that. Is there anything else in here? Did we use that properly? Okay. I really should probably reload that game, but we'll keep going until I die and call it a day. I don't think we get to the surface, unfortunately. For now. You force the door? No. Is there a key around here maybe that I've missed?
Yes.
You really got to explore everything, you know. There is a chest over here, which I missed. Cool helmet. I think I'm all full of stuff. Gotta get rid of some of this junk. So I can pick up more gear. You eventually get, you know, bags of holding, all that kind of stuff to hold more gear. But for now, I have to go on alone. Back this way, I think. There must be a key or something that I've missed because these doors just are not opening up. Although I definitely turned that lever, so maybe some new. That's new. That wasn't available to us before. Some weird creature in there. An activation stone, that's what we want. We could probably use that on those other jars, right? I mean, I'm probably gonna die just being... It's no place for a solo hero. But we're gonna go back here and see if we can use the activation stones. On that. Okay, we used... What? I thought we had the power cells. What does the activation stone do? Ah, it controls the golem. Alright, let's go back to the golem. One of the great things about, you know, playing games you love and then not playing them for a long time is that you do forget so much. So it's almost like playing it fresh or watching a movie that you know you love but haven't seen for so long. A lot of it is unfamiliar to you. Okay, that's still locked. Where were those golems? Somewhere. They're back up here, I think. Sometimes there's a bit of walking around. Can I open that? Force the lock. Ah, oh, trapped. I'm poisoned. That's not good. Let's drop the helmet on the ground. Lucky we got some healing potions in there. And a magic dagger, but that trap is not doing any much good at all. We'll have to use one of those potions, I think. Gulp. Talk to the golem. Okay, you're... Oh, yeah. So that's not the golem that we wanted to speak to. How long is this poison gonna last? Go away. It's really a pain. All that for a healing potion and a dagger. Magical though it may be. I guess not. Alright, hello, what's happened here? Where were those golems, my friends? Oh, what's happened?
What? If you wish.
Try again. No. Okay, that's not going to happen. I don't know what this button is. I'm not familiar with that shortcut panel there. We've already opened that. There is a door up there, though. Maybe we can go up there. Did I miss that before? Aha. We need an item to step through it. It's quite a cryptic start to the game in this dungeon. You definitely have some puzzles to work out. They sort of assume that you've played Baldur's Gate 1, you know. So everything in the game was all, you know, pre-rendered. And I believe when they tried to do the remake, you know, or the enhanced edition, they had a lot of trouble just because a lot of the old 3D files are long gone and that kind of thing, so they couldn't really enhance them that much and re-render them. You know, it obviously does look dated, but it's still, I think, not bad, you know. That's where those golems are. In here. Right, do your job. What? Where? This one? What? We've got the activation stone. What about we put that in there? How do we use it? Well, I'm at a bit of a loss for what I'm supposed to do. I can't remember. Anyway, look. You get the idea. I think we'll probably call it a day there. That is our little adventure in Baldur's Gate 2, Shadows Unarmed. After you get out of this dungeon, you arrive in the major city. I forgot what it's called, Actaleth or something like that. But the whole game just opens up and you can go just about anywhere. You've got multiple side quests and huge adventures to be had. I can't recommend this game enough. It is, I think, the best role-playing game I've ever made, just in terms of story and quests and companions and just immersion. You know, it is, even to this day, I feel like it's pretty much unmatched, and for me anyway. All right, everybody, have a great weekend, and talk to you soon. Bye for now.